So this is the question. This is a patrol sergeant in Texas, another Texas. He says, I teach search and seizure at the academy. Sounds like somebody I know.
No, I like this guy a lot.
You do like this guy a lot.
Yeah.
So, he says, I have a pretty good understanding what search and seizure is because he takes our classes and so forth. But he says, I've run into a conundrum. I was reading a report a few months ago and it begged the question, how are we searching a person who is not arrested or does not give consent or we have no search warrant? I've gotten quite the puzzled looks from administrators as well as the DA's office. They don't know how to answer this question. Sometimes they'll just say, but look, we have probable cause. That's why we get to search a person without an arrest, without their consent or without a search warrant or arrest warrant. And so he's like, is that the answer? He says, I have to remind everyone that the base of the Fourth Amendment, there has to be a recognized exception. Probable cause in itself is not a recognized exception. Then that's when I hear crickets. He's actually pretty funny. He's like, that's when I hear crickets, right? So he says, I reached out to the DA's office again, and they just don't have an answer for me. And one of the issues they run into is the smell of marijuana. They believe that the person has marijuana on their person, and they want to recover the marijuana, but they don't want to arrest. They want to cite and release.
Okay.
Okay, what do you think? What's the advice here?
Well, he's talking about probable cause, okay, and the exceptions that come with it. So yes, he's right. Probable cause is part of the story here, but what gets you the search? Now he's saying without an arrest. So probable cause, contemporaneous with an actual physical custodial arrest, search incident to arrest. So that's never the issue.
Right. And some people say citations in lieu of arrest, but that's old language from the old days of statutes. It's still not a constitutional arrest where we are transporting the person. So
then lacking consent, all right. And now we're talking about, we've got probable cause based on smell, totality.
Maybe they admit it.
Whatever factors are going on.
Yeah.
I've got probable cause that you are possessing a substance that you lawfully cannot have.
Correct.
And, we're not physically arresting them.
Right, we don't want to.
Well, there's an exigency. There's a concern about our evidence being removed, destroyed, not being able to be recovered, present, brought to a court case or brought before the judge. And I think it's something you said not too long ago. Well, how do we fix this? We just have what the DA's subpoena our suspects and make sure they bring the evidence.
Just took them.
Yeah, there you go. Make sure the crooks bring evidence.
Your defendant, bring the marijuana in your possession as evidence.
So I think if you're looking for your exception in here, well, your evidence is going to be destroyed. It's going to walk away if you don't do something about it now.
Okay. Zach, what do you think? What's your answer on this?
Exigent circumstances. If we're going to arrest him for possessing it, then exigent circumstances.
The way I love it, because the way I handle this, Zach, is I say this. First of all, if it is an arrestable offense, and not everywhere is an arrestable offense for marijuana, but in Texas, I think it is. If it's an arrestable offense, I just tell them that. I say, hey, look, I don't want to arrest you. I think you have, by probable cause you have marijuana on you. Hell, you told me you had marijuana, but they won't let you into the backpack. I'll let your consent. If you don't give me consent, maybe just arrest them. That's not coercion.
If it comes with that arrest power.
If it comes with the arrest power.
Yes.
If you don't have arrest power, because it's cite only with a certain amount, and you don't have any probable cause that they're over a certain limit, then just call it exigency. And the thing is, the courts will bend over backwards to uphold this, because what's the alternative? Either A, you lose your evidence forever, or B, even in those states that allow an arrest. So you're saying, Your Honor, instead of just doing the minimally intrusive thing, just dig into their backpack, grabbing the marijuana, kicking them loose, you want me to take them to the hoosegow and disrupt their life. You want me to just make sure that's what it's in his best interest. Yeah. So it's not minimally intrusive, it's more intrusive. But I think before we end off on this, Zach, you tell me if you agree with this, it has to be narrowly tailored just to recover the evidence, because this is not a shake him up down, searching the arrest case. This is a, hey, I just want the evidence. So if they tell you I got marijuana in my pocket, I'm sorry, in my or pocket or backpack, I would just search the backpack and just kind of like, if you have no other reason to believe they have more marijuana, I would just leave them alone. I don't think, if you start searching their whole person, you could start running into problems of, I agree, you're looking like a search into arrest. I agree. Absolutely. Would you agree with that too, Zach?
Yeah, I'd keep it narrowly tailored to
And I'm not saying you don't, and I look, I don't know, I'm not saying you would never have probable cause to also search their pockets. If they're like, do you have any more marijuana on you? They're like, oh, I shouldn't. I mean,
Right.
you know how much marijuana you have on you right now.
0.
All right.